Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Hey, today we got a pretty good movie called Bad Trip. It's not all good, but you'll hear about it here. Hey, yo, SINA, hit me with my theme music.
Yeah, it's SINA. She ruckus. Dead beat. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You ain't a killer, boy. Stop. I hear you yelling stacks on deck.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to do a movie review. We're going to do Bad Trip. It's a movie with Eric Andre, Lil Rel, and Tiffany Haddish. Let's review it. But before we get to the review, make sure you give a like and subscribe. Make sure you leave me some comments. Tell me what parts of the movie that you liked. Tell me if you agree with my review or not. We don't always have to agree. Let me know what you think and leave it down in the comments. All right, now let's get to the movie review. Bad Trip. It follows Eric Andre and Lil Rel on a road trip to find Eric Andre's girlfriend, or what he wants to be his girlfriend, and you've got Tiffany Haddish as sort of the antagonist following along. This movie isn't the greatest movie in the world. It's not terrible, but it's not really good either. It's in the same line as Bad Grandpa and other movies by Jeffrey Tremaine, who did the Jackass series, and he does all these prank things. And while the movie itself is pretty decent in terms of the story, it's actually there's some funny parts. The part that I don't understand is that Eric Andre, Lil Rel, and Tiffany Haddish are probably some of the most recognizable comedians, especially Tiffany Haddish, who's been on everything. My concern and my issue with this movie is that, Tiffany Haddish's voice is so recognizable. Lil Rel has been on a bunch of stuff. He's recognizable. Now, Eric Andre is the one sort of X factor who could probably get away with not being recognized, but they're doing pranks on, and outlandish pranks, which are hysterical and they're funny. And I love the Jackass movies in that sort of style. But again, after so many of these pranks, you wonder, are the people in on it? And that's my one throwback that I get from the movie. That's my one issue with the movie is I think some of them are in on it, and that's where it loses its genuineness. There's some outlandish moments. It's a pretty adult comedy. There's some pretty gross out gags. Again, much like the Jackass series. And it is a lot of adult humor, so it is not for kids. Please don't watch this with your kids. You'll be shocked. And Eric Andre, unfortunately, we see his bits and pieces a little bit too much in the movie, but I guess that's what he wants to do. Again, the movie itself is a decent movie. It's a good time to have. But again, it loses its a little bit of credibility. I believe Bad Grandpa more because Johnny Knoxville was in full sort of makeup, and so he's not recognizable. He's in character, and so it's a little bit hard to sort of figure out who he is. And there's a little kid that's in that Bad Grandpa movie who nobody knows. So again, that's a more believable premise. But when it's Eric Andre, Lil Rel, and Tiffany Haddish as themselves without any makeup, without any costumes, I get the sense that people knew who they were, and they sort of play it up. I'm not saying that's what happened. That's my opinion. That's the way I see the movie. Overall, the movie itself, though, again, the story is pretty concise, and there are funny gags. So definitely worth the watch. I just lose myself in thinking that it may not be all that genuine. Overall, this movie gets a C- from me. Again, the C- is because it is funny and there are laugh out loud moments, and that's what you want in your comedies. But the reason it gets a low rating and not a higher rating, is because, again, as I've been saying throughout this review, I don't think that the gags are genuine in terms of the people that are involved. There may be some surprises to people, but unfortunately, these guys are too recognizable for everybody not to be able to see, and especially Tiffany Haddish's voice. So again, that's why it gets a low rating. I definitely would recommend it if you are a fan of the Jackass series and you like the Bad Grandpa movies. That's definitely your wheelhouse if this is the movie you'd like to see. It is funny, but if you're looking for a straight up comedy and you want believability, there's no way that this movie's for you. All right, that's my review of the movie Bad Trip. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. If you liked the video, give it a like. Give it a subscribe. Become a member of the Llama Nation. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you coming on the show and listening to me rant about this movie. If you enjoyed this, I've got many more reviews. Take a look at those. Hit me up and let me know what you think. Once again, thank you for visiting. I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. Peace out.
I'd never lose you, baby. You're the one I keep as my prima donna, my only ruby. You are the one for me.
Yeah, I tell her, baby, you're the one for me. Never two unless you telling me you feel it too.